Hello everyone, your friendly neighborhood Infinity Stuffs here. Welcome to my first episode in my series called Behind the Pixel, where I talk about weird and obscure Nintendo arcade or other games. In this episode, we're going to talk about the obscure radar scope, which Donkey Kong replaced kinda. I'll get into that later. But if you like this video, remember to sub to this channel because it always helps if you sub, honestly. Like the video because that boosts my morale, and also follow me on Twitter. It's I do a lot of personal questions like what game should I play after I beat SteamWorld Dig 2, stuff like that, you know, important stuff. So I'd appreciate you if you did that. And let's get right into the video because you're not here to hear me ramble about my Twitter account. Probably, hopefully, maybe you are. I'm not going to judge you. Now, before we talk about how it was obscure, let's talk about what is or was a radar scope. I'm sorry. It was made in 1979 or 1980. I couldn't find a concrete source for which one. By Nintendo. And it was an arcade game. And the director, I don't know. I couldn't find it. No, I'm sorry. It was basically just a clone of Namco's Galaga with a mix of Take-Tuz, if I'm saying that right, Space Invaders. And that was what Nintendo really did back in the day before they made Donkey Kong. They had a Pong clone for the Telly, all that stuff, and so it's not surprising that they'd make a clone for the arcade for Galaga and Space Invaders. Now, yeah, let's get into why it was obscure. Let's get into how Radar Scope was overshadowed by Donkey Kong and was ultimately replaced by it. After Radar Scope's popularity in Japan and success, they planned to ship these out to America. But when it came later than initially planned, the hype dropped for the game, and no one really wanted to play it. So when Donkey Kong became a success, the old Radar Scope cabinets that were just sitting in the warehouse of Nintendo of America, they were all like, hey, let's just reuse those. And now 2/3 of them are literally Donkey Kong cabinets, making this very much replaced by the Donkey Kong arcade cabinets, literally. Finally, let's go into why this is very obscure. There are no references in any of the Nintendo games that I can find, not even Smash Bros, which is known for the revival or the renewing of memories from old Nintendo stuff like, come on, the freaking Color TV, Virtual Boy Super Scope, even Ice Climbers being playable is pretty obscure. And also that Donkey Kong overshadowed it, and it was basically just a clone of Space Invaders and Galaga, and those were two pretty popular games to be clones of back in the 80s and 70s. Sorry, I said that wrong. So, making this game pretty obscure to Nintendo standards at least, and even standards today. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you really liked my stuff, even though that's kind of least important, like the video if you liked it, and most importantly, subscribe for more Behind the Pixel reviews, discussions, and more. That sounded very robotic, and I am so sorry. Stay tuned for the next Behind the Pixel, which is going to be all about Super Mario 64 too. So if you didn't have a reason to subscribe, that's another one. And remember to stay fresh and have a breathing back and brawling time. Goodbye.